Hello and welcome to the SWS Classroom Chat. Let me welcome Kapil Gupta of NEETprep.com, and we are going to talk specifically about the numbers for this year's NEET 2022. Kapil, it's quite interesting the way the numbers have shot up. पिछले साल 16.14 lakh students had appeared for the exam, और इस साल the number has gone up by 2.5 lakh. 2.5 lakh ज्यादा students इस साल apply किए हैं NEET exam के लिए to 18.72 lakh students. So मेरा पहला क्वेश्चन है, इस तरह के ड्रामेटिक इंक्रीज इन नंबर्स को आप किस तरह से एक्सप्लेन करते हैं और इससे स्टूडेंट्स पर किस तरह का असर पड़ेगा?
तो दो चीजें सुधीर, इट इज वेरी क्लियर, जब 2.58 लाख स्टूडेंट्स एक साल में बढ़ गए हैं तो नीट का एग्जाम 2016 में चालू हुआ। शुरू में नंबर्स काफी ड्रामेटिकली इंक्रीज किए थे बिकॉज तमिलनाडु, जम्मू कश्मीर, आंध्रा, तेलंगाना, दे वर नॉट ऑन बोर्ड। सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने टाइम भी दिया था कि आप 2017 वगैरह तक आ जाइए, और ये नंबर्स करीब 16 लाख के आसपास स्टेबल हो रहे थे। इस साल एकदम से जो 2.58 लाख का नंबर बढ़ा है, मुझे ऐसा लगता है इसका रीजन ये है, अब इसके ऊपर अच्छी रिपोर्टिंग नहीं हुई है, रिपोर्टिंग बस इस फैक्ट को लेके हो रही है। इसके अंडरलाइंग कॉजेस के बारे में यू वोंट फाइंड अ लॉट ऑफ आर्टिकल्स। आई पर्सनली बिलीव इफ यू लुक एट थिंग्स अराउंड यू, a lot of engineering colleges, private engineering colleges are shutting down because they are not able to get good campus placement for their students. People are generally not getting jobs out of engineering colleges unless you are from IITs or good NITs. So engineering is generally going down, automation is picking up, and a lot of jobs which used to be in Infosys, Wipro, etc., they do not exist. A lot of those things are being done by automation. कॉमर्स साइड, आर्ट साइड पे जॉब्स होते थे बट दे वर वेरी लिमिटेड इन नेचर। अब दूसरी तरफ आप नीट को देखेंगे, सो व्हाट इज इंटरेस्टिंग अबाउट नीट इज देयर इज नो एज लिमिट। गवर्नमेंट एनएमसी दिस ईयर हैज प्रेजेंटेड टू द कोर्ट दैट वी विल नॉट हैव एनी एज लिमिट। देयर इज नो अटेम्प्ट लिमिट एज वेल एज ऑफ नाउ। इफ यू डू नॉट हैव फिजिक्स, केमिस्ट्री, बायोलॉजी इन योर क्लास 11th, you can go to open school, NIOS गवर्नमेंट इंस्टीट्यूशन है, गवर्नमेंट सेक्टर अंडरटेकिंग है, उससे आप ओपन स्कूलिंग करके फिजिक्स, केमिस्ट्री, बायो एक साल में रीजनेबल एग्जाम होता है, यू कैन क्वालिफाई टू राइट नीट। अब क्वालिफाई करने के बाद नाउ द गवर्नमेंट सेज यू हैव टू स्कोर द क्वालिफिकेशन मार्क्स व्हिच इज 50 परसेंटाइल मार्क। लास्ट ईयर इफ आई एम नॉट रॉन्ग 147th आउट ऑफ 720, एंड ऑल दीज करियर ऑप्शंस ओपन अप, जिसमें बिकॉज ऑफ कोरोना थिंग मैसिव इन्वेस्टमेंट्स हैव हैपेंड, राइट? गवर्नमेंट का मैंडेट है, इन्वेस्टमेंट आउटलेस है। So you suddenly find out a state like Bihar would come out with an advertisement, we want 8,000 nurses on government payrolls, and they are able to recruit only 5,000. On the other side, you have people who have done engineering, electronics engineering, and showing up at home fixing ACs, right? Yes. So this is the dichotomy which is happening, which probably is showing up. A lot of people have just said probably to themselves, if I want a reasonable job, let's say between 15 to 25,000 rupees a year to start with, healthcare is my best shot, and that is showing up in these numbers because NEET के अंदर ये भी चीज है, they are beginning to consolidate almost everything related to healthcare services around whether you have a NEET score or not.
Okay, तो इसमें जो 2.5 लाख ज्यादा स्टूडेंट्स आए हैं, क्या ये हम मान के चलें कि इसमें ज्यादातर मे बी 80 to 90% ऑफ देम आर एसेंशियली ड्रॉपर्स, जिन्होंने पिछले साल भी दिया था और क्वालिफाई नहीं कर पाए और इस साल फिर से देना चाहते हैं?
होना चाहिए। ड्रॉपर के अलावा मेरा सेंस ये है, इसमें बहुत सारे स्टूडेंट्स वो भी होने चाहिए जो बाकी स्ट्रीम्स के, दे आर नाउ लिटरली स्विचिंग देयर करियर्स कि वी आर नाउ गोइंग टू गो इनटू हेल्थकेयर, वी आर नॉट गोइंग टू परस्यू इंजीनियरिंग, वी आर नॉट गोइंग टू परस्यू फॉर एग्जांपल बैंकिंग, गवर्नमेंट जॉब्स, वी आर गोइंग टू गो इनटू हेल्थकेयर.
Okay, that's very strange because fintech is another booming sector as of now. So फिनटेक को छोड़ के मेडिसिन में आया, आई एम नॉट श्योर वेदर दैट विल बी अ वेरी गुड करियर चेंज। बट इससे जो स्टूडेंट है जो इस साल एग्जाम दे रहा है, खास तौर पे वो स्टूडेंट जो कि इस साल क्लास 12 का बोर्ड एग्जाम भी लिखे हैं, उन पर किस तरह का असर पड़ेगा? विल द कंपटीशन इंक्रीज ड्रामेटिकली?
मेरे हिसाब से कंपटीशन में इतना फर्क नहीं पड़ना चाहिए। यहाँ पे मुझे ऐसा लगता है दिस इज नॉट अ नॉर्मल ग्रोथ ऑफ एप्लीकेंट्स फ्रॉम वन ईयर ओवर द अदर. From one year over the other, the maximum increase should not be more than 2 to 3% in a stable kind of situation. Similarly, decrease भी उससे ज्यादा नहीं होना चाहिए unless some sector is completely dying down, right? तो इतने सारे जो लोग आए, मुझे लग रहा है स्ट्रीम चेंज करें, they are necessarily not targeting MBBS seat in government medical colleges. So competition ka definition probably is whether the cutoff is going to increase or not, and cutoff is defined by whether I'm going to get MBBS seat in a government medical college or not. I don't think cutoff increases by this. Whether it puts pressure on nursing colleges, Ayurved seats, homeopathy seats, Unani seats, pharmacy colleges, seats were going vacant there. So overall, it seems like a win-win.
Okay, तो वो सारे seats fill होने के chances अभी ज़्यादा हैं, लेकिन
Absolutely.
if I'm a student who is writing the exam, or what you're telling the students, should they change their strategy? Should this increase in numbers put any kind of pressure? आपके, in your opinion, it should not put any kind of pressure.
It should not put any pressure. Let me give you another data. Though this data is not in this format published by NTA, they should. Last year, a student who got 0 marks out of 720, rank was 11 lakh out of 16.5 lakh. So, so you can imagine, right? So whether the competition is increasing or not.
Okay, so 1 month to go, or at least say, let's say 5 weeks to go. What should the student essentially do now? What are you telling your students? What should be the last mile strategy be as far as the students are concerned?
See, Sudhir, one thing which has happened is that students who were dropping, who somehow lost out this year, the counseling was slightly more elaborate in the sense that there was a stray round in All India counseling, state counseling. It used to happen anyways. So a lot of students have gotten very less time, which means for them, they would hear a lot of things. You should revise so many times, you should read NCERT so many times, you should practice so many questions. But if your syllabus itself is not complete, that should be the first focus. You should not go into the exam without having given your best shot at finishing the syllabus. That is the first priority. If your syllabus is complete, then there are 2 things which need to happen. You should be writing mock tests which will tell you your weak areas, and spend 50% of your time in the day fixing those weak areas, spending time. You're not able to do certain type of problems in rotational motion or ray optics or genetics or equilibrium. Spend 50% of the time there, and 50% of the time just revising things, even things that you know, so that it doesn't happen that you go into the exam and you're not able to remember the formula or facts. NEET is very formula and fact heavy compared to JEE. So being able to retain in your head is very, very important. So if your syllabus is complete, the more you are able to revise, the more it remains familiar in your head, chances are that you'll do well in the exam.
So July is going to be a month of big ticket competitive examinations. You will have the NEET, you will also have the CUET, जो काफी students वो exam भी देंगे, JEE का भी examination होगा. So how does a student who is probably going to give all 3 navigate between 3 different kind of big ticket examinations?
My sense is number of students who are writing in NEET and JEE, the Venn diagram that is there, I am assuming the common area would be very less. Not many people write NEET and JEE together. But between NEET and CUET, my understanding is physics, chemistry, bio part of CUET, if you're choosing these 3 subjects, should get covered in NEET. NEET is largely NCERT based. CUET is largely going to be NCERT based. It should not be very tough. It seems authorities have gone out of the way trying to convince students, don't worry, this is not going to be a crazy exam. Right? So now, in the time that remains, when is CUET? Have they finalized the date of this?
It would happen anytime mid-July. So it would, I mean, agar 17 July hai, to maybe only after NEET gets over, they would probably start, depending also on the JEE dates.
Correct. So if I'm in student, and have they also said that you can write it only once, and you can write it any number of times?
I think पिछले साल के students भी दे सकते हैं. So it would kind of, and next year they're going to have it twice in a year. So I'm assuming that they would be much more flexible with regard to CUET.
So my sense is in CUET, physics, chemistry, bio should get covered in NEET. If you're taking any additional subjects, then those things you can cover after NEET exam. But I would give, it's a matter of prioritization. I would give highest priority to NEET. Some of CUET gets covered in NEET, and I'm assuming that if you're also giving JEE, then you probably have planned that thing by now. You're not waiting for last 1.5 months to plan out how I'm going to manage my NEET, JEE, and CUET. I frankly means if someone is going to say that I'm going to start my maths now, I'll say, okay, then I can't give you good advice.
Yes. My last question, Kapil, now for students of the batch who have got into class 11 now, who have got into class 12 now, which means they will give NEET either next year or the year after that, 2023 and 2024. Should they go into it assuming that maybe by next year or in 2024, the number of applicants may touch even 20 lakh? What kind of a mindset should a NEET aspirant be in right now?
Not get worried at all. Let us be very clear. When students are in 11th and 12th, their aspiration is not to become a nurse or a homeopathy doctor, Ayurved. Everyone is targeting to get into an MBBS seat. There, the competition is definitely not increasing, for sure.
Yes.
Right? Those cutoffs are only going to be dependent on how easy or difficult the paper is. It's not going to be dependent on how many applicants are there, right? One interesting thing, I don't know if you have observed, they have significantly reduced the syllabus for 23-24. And this time, not because of Corona, they seem to be beginning to rationalize the syllabus. Now, the only interesting thing is, when will NTA confirm that we also are okay with that, or rather we would have everything? Generally what happens is they keep communicating something and finally they say, you know what, the complete syllabus is going to come. So that is something which is not clear to me. But hopefully if they can communicate that, that would reduce a lot of pressure on the students. So they have significantly reduced the syllabus in biology and chemistry, not that much in physics, but any syllabus reduction is helpful to the students.
So class 11 students who have got into class 11 now, they have a 2-year race to run. So ensure that you focus on your 11th class portion now. Don't have a backlog the moment you get into class 12 next year in 2023. And as far as class 12 students are concerned, I mean, their time on the treadmill starts right now. I mean, they don't really have a moment to waste. Is that what you would tell them?
Absolutely. Sudhir, you are also teaching students. I tell a lot of students, don't ignore your school exams. If you were, let's say, going to write exam in 2024, if you were a 10-pointer in class 10 and you end up getting 45% in your midterm in class 11, all your confidence to crack an exam like NEET is gone. What is your opinion about it? You also deal with these kind of situations, right?
In fact, the biggest mistake most students make, Kapil, and I find that, is that they feel that, it's already, they have conquered Mount Everest in class 10, which is a big blunder to make. Class 10 is just a trial exam. It's just net practice in a sense. The real test will come in 12th, and 11th in that sense becomes most important because it's a bridge year between 10th and 12th. And the gap between 10th and 11th, both in CBSE as well as in ISC and in many of the state boards, is quite a lot. And if you are preparing for a NEET or a JEE, the gap is that much more. So 11th class in that sense is the most important year if you want to build that correct foundation and base in order to have a good launch pad in class 12. So 11वीं कक्षा में बिल्कुल time नहीं waste करना चाहिए. They should actually devote a lot of time and attention to ensuring that all their concepts are clear. And as you said, school exams and board exams in class 12 definitely cannot be ignored.
Okay, good.
Right. So thank you very much, Kapil. So I'm sure students will get a lot of clarity. And as you said, ignore the numbers. The rest of the crowd doesn't matter. What matters is how well you do in your NEET. Right? And I'm sure students will take the message from there. All the best to all the students. And thank you very much, Kapil, for your time.
Thank you so much, Sudhi.
Thank you.